What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with the final. Let me say, y'all, the final episode of the Never Ever Met season 2, episode 11, the Never Ever Met's the Ever After. I am so sure and so for certain they didn't put happily behind the word the and in front of ever after, because this was sad. Okay, this was a piss poor reunion. I mean, I guess it was a little messy. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay. Anyway, y'all make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Y'all click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. And make sure we are liking the videos so I can stay in the algorithm of things, y'all. So let's just go ahead and get the party started. So of course we start with the people. I want to say they left early. I kind of came in a little bit. I had to rewind it to the beginning. So they start with the people who all left early. Then they kind of move their way forward. So they do the montage of Irvin and Alicia. Child, Irvin felt like Alicia should have brought happiness to his life. Sir, that's your responsibility. Same thing Tati said. The men are childish, as okay. And Irvin felt like Alicia should have done more. So Jay pipes up, and I was just like, Jay, shut the up. Like, when I tell y'all, Jay was pissing me off because you and your hair wanted a moment. Okay, because if you would have flipped that hair one more time, baby, I was like, okay, like, she was being male identified at this point. Like, I get her trying to take up for Irvin, but mind your business, okay? Like, she just came there with this energy, and that shit was nasty, and that shit was stank. And we all know that at the end of the day, you didn't see it for Alicia, you didn't see it for Brittany, and you didn't really see it for Charlie like that. So yeah, you came in on some energy, okay? So y'all know Alicia is just dry as, okay? That was that. All right. Irvin claimed him and his girl still together, and they're extremely happy. Sir, okay. Anyway, Tati and Big Hips Clay. Tati said what went wrong was what she brought Clay. Okay, yeah, that's why you went all the way wrong, sister. So Big Hip said he grew, and I was like, well, wasn't you on Miss Pat in the courtroom with one woman, and then when you walked out, another woman kind of showed a picture of you and him, and Miss Pat told that woman, and Miss Pat settles it, told her, if you got tea, you need to spray that tea while they there, not when they leave. Okay, you are a hoe, you are a certified hoe, and that's just where it starts, and that's where it stops. Okay. So he said everything was a 10 out of 10, and he said the hug shouldn't have been magnified the way it was. Okay, Clay wanted to take a poll on how everybody felt about the hug. So basically everybody felt like you was doing team too much. That's just where it's at. If you can't see it, oh well. So Tati said she have a roster. Okay. And Clay, he started to lie and say he don't have a roster, but he have a girlfriend. And Tati was like, he lied to her and told her the day before that he didn't have a girlfriend. And I'm just like, Tati, why are you still talking to him? He is a loser, okay? Brittany and Ty. Okay, we're going to move forward with Brittany and Ty. Ty wanted reciprocity as it related to Brittany. So the same thing I'm giving you, I need you to give that back to me. I understand that. So Brittany was like, well, I ironed your clothes. So Ty was like, well, I'm a grown man. I can iron my own clothes. I can do that. And so at the end of the day, we all know Brittany didn't like Ty. Brittany was really on BS when it came to Ty, instead of them just leaving. So even in the midst of all of this, even though we know Brittany did not like Ty, Ty still took this moment to be extra AF. Okay, like, he was like, I'm just gonna sit all the way back. Ty, we don't need the theatrics. Okay, you don't like Brittany don't like you. It is what it is. Okay, you came on, she expressed how she felt. it is what it is. So Brittany then says she kept quiet. She didn't want to say anything because she just wanted to keep the peace. And I was like, you never said anything on when Ty put his hands on you. You never expressed that you were uncomfortable. You wanted to keep the peace, but yet you put your fingers in that man's face. I don't know, Brittany. I like you, but just hear me out. I don't know. But then again, you, like she said, you have to start speaking up and you have to start creating boundaries for yourself. This is a lesson learned. Anyway, Jay is at this point looking for a moment because she's sitting there looking at Brittany, rolling her eyes. Ma'am, at this point, if your eyes get stuck, like, it is what it is, because you and your hair is sitting here looking for a moment. And so, what's her name, Taronda, addressed it. And Brittany was like, I don't really, well, her, because she was a rude ass. She ain't say that, but I'm saying that. And Charlie also admitted that Jay was rude as a mother. Okay, and I can believe it. Jay was like, well, I spoke to everybody and I said hi. No, you think you are that girl, and you coming on here with this energy, this nasty ass energy and this attitude, trying to come at people who not even talking to you. Like, that shit pissed me off. You can sit there, and not say nothing, and now you think you are that girl because you and what's his name, Cinco, kept it together. Yeah, while we're happy for you, at the same time you are a bitch. Okay, that's where it starts. That's where it stops. Okay. Anyway, questions. So Taronda started to ask a question. She was like, who was the most level-headed? Everybody said that Clave. Cinco was the most level-headed. So she then asked, if you had to do it over and you could switch partners with anyone else on the stage, who would it be? And why? Brandon selected Charlie. Jared said Alicia B so he can gaslight her. Jared, please go to hell. Okay? I'm just glad I don't have to see this doofus on my screen anymore. Did I use that word? That word is so old. Okay? Because I just couldn't find another word. And Chris and Tati and Chris. Big Hips at this point is pissed off because he already think Chris and Tati got something going on. Just like what's her name? Alexis do. Kiki and Chris. Charlie and Brandon. Alexis and Brandon. Kiki said, are you sure about that? Because if you decide to pick Brandon, you're gonna send him right back. I was like, oh, the shade. So the next question was, who was hitting on someone else's partner after they left the house? Apparently Brandon had a crush on Charlie, and Brandon called Charlie his waffle buddy. I was like, oh, did you go fly out to see Charlie? And the way Charlie was looking like something, okay. So Big Hips tell Chris, he said the way Chris is over there looking at Tati, Chris said, you can only see the back of my head. Alexis said she think that they're already talking. So Chris, here he goes, sounding like Ike Turner. What you feeling? You know, I said, Lord. He was just like argumentative with Alexis. And we already know, it is so clear that he never did like that lady. They was just trying to stay at the end, I guess, so they can get their little check. I don't know how they go. So I was looking at them and I was like, do y'all? Because Tati's smiling just a little bit too hard for me. But if it is what it is. Anyway, Cinco had to leave early. So we get the montage of Jay and Cinco. And Cinco has been visiting Chicago. He buy her flowers, send her flowers like twice a week or something like that, which is cute. Jay says that her son really likes Cinco, his family likes Cinco, and so he left because he's playing basketball in Atlanta and he want to go be picked up for a league, overseas league. So it's a possibility if he gets selected, he'll be leaving. And so yeah, it was just that on that. Anyway, Alicia and Chris, I'm sorry, I keep calling her Alicia. Alexis and Chris. He said that he's basically he not interested in her sexually. They never been intimate, but something happened in the shower. So I don't know if they took. I was so confused. So I don't know if they had oral. I don't know if they took a shower together. Everybody was talking about fog. There was Kiki walked up on something they was doing. I'm confused. Apparently they both are not together, and at this point, you can tell they just cut communication. They just stopped talking to each other, and that's just what it was. Anyway, Big Hips again decide to address Chris about Tati. Chris said, I like Tati's energy. You know, I'm an energy person. She's beautiful. I'm just, y'all, I'm sorry, my hair is it keep popping up everywhere. Anyway, he said she was beautiful. That what he said. I'm just telling y'all. And Tati is a beautiful woman. And then Jay, at this point, she just have to say something. Like, give this girl a Oscar or something, cause this girl been getting on my nerves. Okay, so Alexis is dating, and Chris is keeping his mind and his mind open, his options open. So I don't know. So we get to Brandon and Kiki. Brandon said he felt like he possibly overreacted on Kiki's drinking. Apparently, I don't know if Brandon and Charlie are dating, but they are talking. Jared don't really give a damn about it at one way or another, and we know he don't. Kiki said she wasn't ready to talk about her ex, and Alexis asked, so Kiki was like, well, I wanted Brandon to be my best friend. So Alexis did raise a valid question. She said, well, how do you want him to be your best friend, show up as your best friend, and you're lying to him? And you can look at Kiki when the camera panned at Kiki. She just looked like she wanted to cry in that moment. Like, it looked like the tears was welling, but I could have been tripping. So we get to Charlie and whack ass Jared, okay? Jared is full of shit. Jared is a prick. He's an asshole, y'all. Jared is all of the above. Whatever you call it, that's what he is. He knew it wasn't going to work. He lied. When he found out Charlie had 3 additional kids, he lied. Okay? He didn't want to be with Charlie. He said good sex checks a lot of boxes that normally wouldn't be checked. When I tell y'all, I would have threw the damn sofa at Jared at this point and beat his ass, because if Jared need his ass whooped, okay? He need his ass whooped, okay? So Jared was what I put? Charlie says she loves Jared and she's gonna get her tattoo removed. Ma'am, you shouldn't have never got the damn tattoo on you. Okay? Who does that? Okay, you don't even know him like that. And then he played you because I guess y'all was supposed to go together. Not together, but y'all was supposed to go. You went and got the tattoo and he lied and he did not go get it. Like, he knew he could wrap you around his finger. And that's what he did. He wrapped you around his finger and he drug you. He took your hair, wrapped it around his hand, and he dragged you by your scalp. Okay? Jared is a liar. And he's trying to increase his lie. I mean, he's trying to increase her lie in comparison to his lie. Both of y'all lied. Both of y'all lied about children. You only lied about 1. She lied about 3. It doesn't even matter whose lie is the biggest or how many have the biggest kids. You a liar. She lied, and she was just like, well, I don't know, man don't have to do nothing for me. First of all, man, when a man come into your life, okay, he needs to be financially supporting you, even if you have the money. He needs to show up in a way that he said he want to show up. And you was like, I don't need nobody for my kids, ma'am. Listen, you don't. But at the same time, how are you going to entertain a man and try to be in a relationship and kind of separate that from your kids? Like, that's crazy, Charlie. A person who comes with you has to come with your kids. It also tells Charlie, like, girl, you have to start loving yourself. Like, because apparently Charlie You really was acting really obtuse, like you didn't see none of this. Like you let all of this go over your head. And I tell y'all, Charlie was acting like a damn dingbat, and that was pissing me off even further. Okay? This season was thoroughly entertaining. This season was thoroughly triggering. This season has pissed me off. Okay? They pissed me off thus far. Thus far. It was pretty okay. Okay? The men were shitty. Okay? Sometimes the women were shitty. But most importantly, these, except for Cinco, was shitty. Okay? I am so glad Juan Dixon isn't here. Y'all, I'm glad this season over. I needed a break from this particular show because it was pissing me off. And this is it. This was the reunion. I'm sorry I couldn't stretch it out. Listen, they pissed me off. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all go ahead and drop it down in the comments and tell me what y'all thought about the reunion. Because I ain't even trying to do the looks or nothing like that. I'm just glad this is over. Alright? And Kiki, I didn't like your dress. Y'all, have a good one.